Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Fifth Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Mexico Lindo, it is the Salsa Picante Negra. And it's a black hot sauce with chiltepin pepper. And we've got, oh boy, we've got a sweaty bottle here. Just out of the fridge. It is hot. Beaten up a little bit. So we've got, what do we got? We got water, we got arbol chili, we've got the chiltepins, tomato paste, iodized salt, vegetable protein soy, seasoning mix of some kind, a little bit of MSG up in here. We've got citric acid, acetic acid, fructose, modified starch, xanthan gum, natural flavoring, sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate, ascorbic acid, and we have the yellow and red dyes, which is maybe how we're. I'm not entirely sure how they're getting to this color. Probably not by fire roasting the chiles, but you can see we definitely have a whole lot of the xanthan gum shake to this. This is the triple extra hot. There is a regular Salsa Picante Negra as well with. Oh, here we have con chiltepin. But this is the, I'm not probably ever going to do the other one. I happen to see this randomly in the grocery stores. I noticed that grocery stores are starting to pick up their hot sauce collections again, at least near me, which is cool. So they went from having maybe half a dozen on the shelf to like maybe upwards of 2 dozen now. But one of them is just, actually both of them, I shouldn't even say one of them, both of them are scattering it just kind of throughout the store, which is, I guess, an interesting approach, but also kind of an annoying one because it means I have to go to more aisles now if I want to see what the new stuff happens to be. But anyway, you can see it's a very, very, I mean, it is essentially a black sauce. You can see towards the edge there. We've got a brownish, maybe some slight red tinting in there as well. Let's get into it. It is a touch astringent, a little bit vinegary, but this has just a excellent flavor profile to it. I wonder if that is soy sauce that they're using to make this darker. I kind of feel like it is. I kind of feel like that is the big dark component here, is using soy sauce to make it darker. Doesn't hurt my feelings if that's what they're doing. This is quite nice. I really like this a lot. The chiltepin is I think a pepper that actually adds some really nice spice and really nice flavor to it. But I mean, the arbol makes up, I think, probably the majority of it. There's more of that in here than the other one. But yeah, this is a super, super nice sauce. I really, really like what they're doing here. It isn't the sort of red, rich, sort of comforting, almost earthy that you get with normal taco sauces. This is definitely a step outside of that a little bit, but I think this approach is pretty fascinating. I really like this. Is it my favorite? Probably not, but it seems like I've done a whole lot of, just a whole bunch of Mexican style sauces in 2025, which is this as it is now when I'm recording this. And when the written review has gone up, and you can find that, of course, by following the link in the description below to the blog. I don't think this will be posted, though, in the same year. So I decided what I wanted to do was make up... I didn't get this in time when Del Taco had a really sort of odd approach to their annual carnitas this year, but I didn't wind up getting this sauce in time to partake of that. So I was like, well, I want carnitas, you know. And lately, I just don't feel like I want to drive anywhere. That's the thing, you know. Really, I see some other YouTube videos where they talk about grocery prices being so. Before I get too far into my story here, so refried beans, cheddar cheese, and here's the carnitas right here. Anyway, though, they're talking on this video with grocery prices. Is it worth cooking anything at home? And suggesting that it's somehow cheaper to go out and eat, which is honestly almost never the case. Like, that is not the design of fast food. And since you can't control any of it, it damn sure ain't healthier. Not like, I mean, this is a fiber burrito. One of the same ones that I've had on this channel many times. The refrieds are a fairly healthy variety. Cheddar cheese, you could make the case. There's a question mark there. The carnitas, I did clean up pretty thoroughly, because I don't like animal fat particularly. So this is fairly clean. Anyway, there's that, but also, if you get in your car and go drive somewhere, you know, at the grocery store, you can get a whole bunch of meals at once. One trip. It's not costing you, it might cost you a touch extra time to put all that away, but it's not going to cost you gas more than once. If you have an EV, it won't cost you wear and tear more than once. Or whatever, electricity to recharge the battery more than once. So the equation there, just depending on what you get, you know, if you're trying to make it a 1-for-1, I mean, what are we saying is more expensive at the grocery store? And grocery stores have gone up considerably. No question about that. But what are we saying? You know, what is the thing that it's cheaper to go out and eat than to just make something yourself? Unless it's like I'm not even sure what that would be. Like, certainly not hamburgers. Like, you can make, so you get 8 buns for a couple bucks. Depending on how you buy the hamburger, you're getting enough for 4 or 5 burgers generally, just depending on how you're doing it. But the last time I got hamburger, for instance, I got 4 burgers and it was $4 because I bought it fairly close to the expiration. And so now I'm $6. And if you want to throw in lettuce for another, lettuce and tomato both, maybe a pickle, maybe that's another couple bucks. Okay, so now we're up to 8. So now we're at $2 a piece for the hamburgers. And that's with lettuce and all the other crap on it. But if we just go strictly what they're selling, like on the value menus or wherever. It's usually just, sometimes there's not even condiments on it. It's just a bun and cheese. That's it. A bun, cheese, and burger, and that's it. So if we're going to go with something like that, we'll say pickles and mustard and pickle. Pickles and mustard and pickle. Pickles, ketchup, and mustard. Okay, we'll just say that along with the cheeseburger. Okay, we're adding at most another like maybe 75 cents. We'll round up to $1, okay? So now we're up to $7 total. Total for those 4 burgers. And they're going to be a lot thicker and a lot better, certainly if you grill them yourself outdoors. And so, you know, what is, to me, I just don't understand what food item they're talking about. This burrito, for instance, right? This burrito is probably under $2. The tortillas, I want to say, were maybe, so it's probably $1 by itself in the tortilla. And then a can of refried is $1. You usually get, just for what I put in here, is probably, I can get another 2 or 3 out of this. So we'll just make it easy, and we'll say, we'll even err on the side of excess. So now we're up to $1.30. And the carnitas was, I want to say it's $6-ish. And I could probably get the same amount as I can of the as the beans. So there's what, $1.60, and then the cheese I put on there. Cheese was that bag that I got this from was a couple bucks, and I will have cheese left over once I finish all the other stuff. So let's say that is we'll just make it easy, and we'll call it another 50 cents. So we're slightly over. We're like 210, 215, 220, something like that for this burrito. This thing. But it's got cheese, it's got refries, it's got carnitas, and it's a fiber tortilla. Tortillas you could definitely slide more on, but where are you going to be able to get all that crap in there for that same money? Not even Del Taco. Not even Del Taco. You just get the beans and the cheese and the sauce at Del Taco for that, but you're not going to get with carnitas on top of it. If you want a carnitas burrito there, the least expensive one I saw was like, it was over $6. They're in different businesses. There's quite a bit of umami in this sauce, and together with the carnitas and the beans and the cheese, it is just fantastic. That's the other part. Not Del Taco, not Taco Bell. I'm not sure who else is making burritos this good. I would have to do a lot of testing. That's why the number one advice I've given people. I'm old now, and I will goddamn sure give out some advice. And the number one thing I've always told everybody is to learn to cook capably. Along with the general advice of try to put yourself in the position where you more directly control as much as you can. If you're relying on other people, to an extent, you're going to be at their mercy. That is not always to your advantage to do that. I understand it's not possible for everybody. but to the extent you can, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, I've been really impressed by a lot of their sauces. And they're kind of in the sort of El Yucateco realm, where they're not crazy expensive. This was a couple bucks, I think. It is extremely flavorful. It's actually, sometimes I'll hit little pockets of that. It's just kind of a oof, boom, there it is. It's almost a shock to the system a little bit. It is excellent, though. I really like this sauce. I like quite a few of theirs. And I'm really pleased to see them kind of breaking out a little bit. I mean, they've been around for a while, obviously, really long while. But I used to have to go to the Mexican markets to get any of their sauces, and now I'm seeing it just a lot more universally, which is fantastic. I applaud that for sure. This is just an excellent sauce. It is also fairly unique. I can't think of another sauce that goes quite like this one does. The idea of a taco, well, not even a taco, but the idea of a Mexican style sauce with a nice bit of umami to it, that's a pretty interesting idea, and I think it kind of sets us apart from a lot of the other sauces. It is definitely, as far as like the bottled hot sauces, the Mexican style hot sauces, this is definitely probably edging up there a lot, but it is, I mean, to me, it's still a relatively tame sauce. It doesn't have any extremely hot peppers in it or anything like that. It is very satisfying, though, what is there. Yeah, it's just all around, this is a really, really excellent and sort of unique entry into that whole sort of sphere, and like I applaud them. This is really, really nice. So good on Mexico Lindo for yet another outstanding entry into things. And definitely, if you run across this, and especially if you like the more umami side of food, this is well worth taking a little adventure with. And we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Mexico Lindo Salsa Picante Negra hot sauce. Number 4. In peace to serve the flame.